I think we have, in the recent past, when Ruto started throwing tantrums at me, which I find almost obnoxious or unexplainable. You cannot go on character assassination when at that level. The holder of the highest office in the land should be graceful, should not be a fellow who just throws insults right, left, and center. But the truth of the matter is, in 2011, when I was the vice president, I had made a trip to China. In fact, I remember I was received at the Great Hall of People by the then vice president, who is today President Xi Jinping. And we had arranged, because that road, Kibwezi-Mutomo-Kitui, Kitui-Mwingi, Mwingi-Kanduya, and they recently launched Kamuongo-Kanduya, same contractors in Handro, same contractor I launched as vice president. And then from Kanduya to Sekuru, a diversion under the World Bank funded study, which was done even when Raila Odinga was Minister for Public Works. From Kanduya cuts across to Gatunga in the Rakanidhi, and then joins the other road now to Isiolo. And you remember, under Vision 2030, Isiolo was meant to become a tourist city.
Sure.
That added to the corridor, and Ruto does not have time to talk about LAPSET, which Kibaki and us launched, along with President Salva Kiir of South Sudan, Prime Minister Meles of Ethiopia. The LAPSET project, Lamu, our second port, then imagine all these high infrastructure from that is how you build Singapore, my friend, right? So that road, I launched it in 2011. And of course, I was the vice president under Kibaki. When 2013 happened, the way it did, and Jubilee took over, I have it from President Uhuru Kenyatta, or indeed some of his handlers that time, that they had wanted to continue with that project. But you remember, William Ruto was like a co-president. He was given such leeway under Uhuru first term that he controlled literally everything. So they wrote to Exim Bank of China and said, this road here is not a priority, it does not meet a certain criteria, so they stopped it. So, a vice president of the country, and I launched it, I think it is clear, in 3 parts, 3 contracts. And that same contract, the same contractor was meant to get to site, but they delayed.
Yes.
They delayed. Of course, between 2011 and 2013, they were mobilizing. When they are ready to move, stoppage. In 2016, Uhuru Kenyatta insisted on relaunching that project. The same contractor, the same road. And I thank him for it, because they didn't go to Kibwezi, he went to Mutomo. Now there's a beautiful road from Mutomo to Kitui with some interchange. Then the road ends up in a place called Kwasiku in Kitui, in Mwingi West constituency. Ikasimama hapo. They refused to pay the contractor, and so the contractor to do stoppage. Really what Ruto has been trying to do is to get that contractor back on site. That's what it needs to do.
It's true that...
but on the other hand, I really don't think a leader gets elected for self-aggrandizement to enrich himself. And this is the difference between me and people like William Ruto. Because I looked at leadership as a calling. It's a sacred calling. It wasn't meant that I go there, employ every relative, and I go and put a tarmac road and cabro all the way to my village. But I think that is wrong.
From the description of this road, and it's true, indeed. And I'll come to my question.
So that is the whole truth about it. So when William Ruto goes to Kamuongo, same road. He actually launched 2 parts of that road. And I hope the contractor is still there, by the way. I hope it is not like in Mali, where he launches on a Wednesday. I go there on another assignment on a Friday and found a monument that he left there. Because some of these things are not even in the budget. Because if you launch things there, it's deception, politics of deception. But I thank him that he has woken up to the reality this is an important road project.
It is an important road project indeed, sir. And true to it, we have a video showing you launching that particular project. And this was on April 5th, 2011. If Arnold would allow us to play that particular clip.
And by the way, leaders got so worked up on the delay. I remember Senator Musyoka that time and other leaders going to demonstrate. So why are you delaying this? You people in Jubilee, why are you doing it? They were tear-gassed. They were tear-gassed very much.
All right, sir. Let's play the clip, then we'll have follow-up questions on that particular project. Okay. This is a clip of Kalonzo Musyoka on April 5th, 2011, of course, accompanied by then government officials, including now Cabinet Secretary, then Assistant Minister Lee Kinyanjui, on the launch of that particular road that is the subject of our discussion.
Barabara inatoka Kibwezi kwenda Mutomo, Kitui, Mwingi, Kandwiga, alafu Saikuru. Hiyo barabara tumeizungumza karibu kipindi cha miaka 20. Lakini sasa kwa majaliwa yake Mwenyezi Mungu, hiyo wakati imefanya nini? Imefanya nini? Na mwezi jana kupitia wizara yetu tuliweza kutia mkataba na serikali ya Uchina ambapo itakuwa ikigharamia ujenzi wa hiyo barabara, na tunatarajia hivi karibuni tutakuwa tukianzisha.
Tuliona ni vizuri tuwatajie, na mimi kwa upande wangu ni project moja yenye umuhimu mkubwa sana. Juzi alipokuja Vice Premier wa People's Republic of China, mambo haya tulizungumza, serikali tayari imeweka hiyo sahihi, wizara Ministry of Treasury wamesign ile inaitwa commercial contract na contractor mwenyewe ni kilomita karibu 400, na hiyo ni kazi ambayo hii barabara ikikamilika hakutakuwa na sababu yoyote ya mtu atoke Isiolo akiwa anataka kwenda Nairobi, akwenda Mombasa, atoke Isiolo apitie Nairobi. Kwa hivyo itapunguza kwa idadi kubwa sana hata ajali ambazo zinatokea barabarani.
So that timestamp on that video is 29th March, but when actually that video was uploaded on YouTube, as I was doing my research today, was March 5th, 2011. Indeed, you launched that particular road.
Yeah.
Today you say President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, the Jubilee administration, stopped that project.
That's right.
The Jubilee administration, President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, were inaugurated on 9th April 2013.
That's right.
2 years down the line.
That's right.
How many kilometers have been done by this time?
None, because the contractor had to mobilize. It takes a lot of time to mobilize and also to complete the documentation with the treasury and that kind of that. So during that time, everything was placed or was really activated. But of course, election time came, all right? So some delays were experienced. But when then Jubilee took over in 2013, stoppage. So it would have been wonderful if Uhuru Kenyatta went to Kibwezi, which is where I was launching. That is where the road actually links up with the Mombasa highway. Yeah, but they chose not to do it at Kibwezi. They went to Mutomo, which is okay. So the same road is what William Ruto has been launching and complaining, and yet you actually blame the victim. He's the one who stopped the project. That is the truth.
Can you explain to me, sir? Yeah. Because for me, in this logic, the layman also may want to understand.
Yeah.
A vice president went to launch a project on 5th March 2011.
Yeah.
That would not start for 2 years because the contractor was still mobilizing.
That's right.
So what is the logic behind launching 2 years before mobilization of?
No, that was it. We know the documents are there. You can see that road project was in 3 parts. Contract 1 from Kibwezi to Kitui. I think contract 2 from Kitui to Mbondoni to Mwingi actually, and then the 3rd contract all the way to Sweni. So that was a clear, a clear expression of interest. But it takes time to mobilize. Unlike William Ruto now, when he goes and launches and says it brings, instead of bringing tractors there and say start the work, and then nothing starts. So you need to mobilize for the project. So that is